I want to quickly talk to you about Google Shopping. And the big question is, how does it work? How does it benefit you as an e-commerce seller? The thing is, if you're thinking about selling online, you have a lot of platforms where you can really, show up, if you will. So you have Amazon, you have Etsy, you have Shopify, among the biggies. You have eBay. But Google Shopping really is a great platform when it comes to diversifying your source of traffic, but also your source of revenue. So, what is Google Shopping? Well, let me first define that. So, the thing is that I want to define it basically from a consumer perspective, but also from a business perspective. Okay. So, from a consumer perspective, Google Shopping is actually a specialized part of Google where users can discover and purchase products from local businesses and other online retailers. So, this is just another avenue for revenue. So that's for the consumer perspective. What about the business side of things? Well, Google Shopping is actually powered by two platforms, Google Ads and Google Merchant Center. And Google Merchant Center is where your product feed actually lives. Okay, here I mean on the Google Merchant Center, you can customize your offerings and optimize your product listing to drive more sales and grab a larger part of the market share in your industry. So that's very important, okay? You can optimize your product listings to drive more sales and grab a larger part of the market share in your niche. That's pretty good. So having your products listed on the Google Shopping tab is often an immediate trust builder because you have to be accepted into the Google Shopping platform. Not every brand or product will be listed here. So whether you are a marketer or a business owner, you can apply for a Google Shopping account and it's actually free to join. However, like with traditional Google ads, you can also run paid advertising through Google Shopping. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So with Google Shopping, the good thing is that you can run targeted local inventory ads or run a promotion for your best-selling product. Okay, so similar to a Google Ads, you are only charged when a prospective customer clicks your product, so pay-per-click (PPC), and there is no fee to list products if accepted into the Google Shopping platform. Let me go a little more granular. So if you think about Google Shopping, how can you really understand it even better? So just think of Google Shopping as a service that allows users to search for products across various retailers and compare prices. So it's more of a price comparison tool, okay? And that's pretty important for consumers because consumers actually are bombarded by offers, product offers, and service offers, but you only have 24 hours in a day. So any tool that can really facilitate or can really ease the analytical process for them is pretty good. And Google Shopping really does that, okay? And basically, the thing is, Google Shopping is not a paid service. It is a free service. Okay, it's free for users searching for their favorite products online, and for businesses, Google Shopping is free to sign up for. But I mean, you have to register for free, but you have the additional option to invest in Google Shopping ads. And I think this is actually where you are really going to optimize your Google Shopping experience, your Google Shopping presence by actually investing in Google Shopping ads because those ads can do something really big. You know what? They can help you improve visibility. They can help you increase revenue. They can actually help you boost your brand. Google Shopping does not charge, okay, for listing your products, okay, and this is kind of cool. And one thing I want to say also is that when you think about Google Shopping, remember that you just need to apply for a Google Shopping account. So, but most businesses are eligible. Okay, at the minimum, your business needs a Google account, so a Gmail or whatever. Okay, or a Google.com email address to sign up for the Merchant Center within Google Shopping Center. Okay. You also must abide by general Google terms and conditions, which are pretty similar across the board, whether you are speaking about YouTube ads or YouTube accounts, or Google ads or Google accounts, or whatever. I mean, those are general terms. Those are standard terms, and just make sure that you provide valuable information to the public, but also truthful information. That's all Google is asking you. if you want to really make lots of money through Google Shopping, what are the benefits here? Let me first talk to you about the benefits before I actually speak more about other factors. The first important benefit is what I call trust by association. Okay, so see, the thing is, when you are present online, trust is very important. Your brand is very important. If people actually assign credibility to your brand, chances are you're gonna make sales on a consistent basis. Okay, but if people lose that trust, if consumers lose trust in your brand, it's very complicated to actually to regain it. That's why businesses spend millions of dollars, literally millions of dollars every year on building their online brand, or let's just say their reputation in general. So they go on sites such as Trustpilot, Triple B. They go on sites such as SiteJabber and others to make sure their reviews on those websites are not really that catastrophic. In other words, the overall score is not really that bad. Okay, so one of the biggest benefits to a brand of joining Google Shopping is that your products and services will be seen alongside other big name brands. Think Walmart and Target for example, on the Google Shopping feed. So this is kind of cool because there right off the bat you get trust by association, because this naturally gives your brand some authority, some credibility, and some validation. So because Google Shopping is by application, the quality of products and brands in the shopping tab tend to be higher. Okay. Now this of course doesn't mean you are going to sell as much as a big brand retailer might, but it does naturally provide strong social proof for your online store. The key word here is social proof. Okay, the key word here is trust by association. The key brand here is credibility. The key word, then the key brand. The key word here is credibility. The key word here is validation. And with that, you have a strong foundation upon which you can build a stronger avenue for revenue. So another benefit of having the Google Shopping ad, or at least being listed in the Google Shopping ad, and this helps a lot, it helps you generate more revenue, is that you have better qualified leads. The leads that come from Google Shopping are way better than let's just say your random lead. Okay, because even random lead, you still need to qualify those leads. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money, your resources, your efforts, right? So lead qualification is really important. So unlike the traditional Google search, where users might not actually be looking to purchase anything as a result of their search, when a user goes to shopping.google.com, that's usually a sign they are looking to make a purchase at that point or in the near future. Which means what? Which means that the prospects is further away in the sales funnel, and that's what you want. You want somebody who is further away, like in the sales funnel. That way you can really convert real fast. So getting exposure on Google Shopping can often lead to increased sales simply due to the fact that those using Google Shopping are actively looking to purchase a product, right? So, and that's what you want. You want to be seen when those people are actually looking to make a purchase. I mean, not everyone using Google Shopping will make a purchase, right? Don't get me wrong, but in general, users are more intent on making a purchase than a random individual browsing Google search. Because see, the whole thing is that users know that if they go to Google Shopping, they will get good leads. I mean, they'll get good products or services, but also quality products and services. Okay, good brands, high. So they're they're pretty close to making a decision, because random users are not going to googleshopping.com simply because they're searching for a product. No, they know that if you want to search for a product, just go to the standard google.com. But if you go to googleshopping.com, that means you are serious about the specific action you want to take. So this is pretty important. Another benefit that you have to keep in mind when you think about Google Shopping is actually the fact that you have high targeting. You have high specialization. And because the platform was designed with shoppers in mind, okay? So all the features, all the capabilities, all the functionalities, all the user friendliness, all the UI, everything that you can see on Google Shopping was designed with shoppers in mind. And in this economy, this is pretty powerful. Why? Because you want to increase your CRO, your conversion rate optimization. So if you have a platform that's already designed to trigger the purchase process from a prospect, that's really good because you're saving tons of money, you're saving tons of resources, you're saving tons of efforts throughout the process. Okay, so this is important because what Google Shopping does is that it helps you highlight quality product photos and product descriptions, and also make it easier for consumers to compare and contrast products. That's what you want, compare and contrast, right? So comparison, that's what I said when I started this show. I said that Google is another analytical tool, that Google is another comparative tool. So while the interface feels similar to the traditional Google search, Google Shopping is optimized for images and quickly highlighting product features, especially when using the platform on a mobile device. Okay, so this is pretty powerful from let's say from an analytical point of view. For example, if you are looking for a tablet, the Google Shopping results actually will show you tablets, but also compare and contrast tablets. Okay, and if you go through it, you can see high level features, reviews, and additional images to help you make the right choice. Again, we are really getting close to making the right choice. So no unnecessary clutter or steps throughout, say, the entire purchasing process are there for the user. So that's kind of cool because usually you want your CTA to be at the bottom. With Google Shopping, you have the CTA at the top, and you can't miss it if you are a consumer. So sooner or later, you're going to click on that CTA and actually go through the desired action. One reason why you will love Google Shopping is that it really has excellent reporting and metrics within the Google Shopping Ads platform. So if you think about Google Shopping Ads, this is just an offshoot of the traditional very user friendly Google Ads. So the analytics are pretty deep. So the depth and breadth of the analytics within Google Shopping Ads is really fantastic. You can really use that breadth and depth to get the job done in terms of analyzing what's working and what's not working. Okay, so this is kind of cool. This is really good, and especially if you are selling if you're selling in a very competitive niche, having access to pretty clear analytics can really help big time. Okay, so this is important, and so you are able to track every kind of metric. It depends on what you want to track, okay? But at least Google has the tool, has already worked on the tool and put it at your disposal. So Google ultimately wants your business, like if your business is accepted into the platform, they want you to succeed, because the more you succeed, the more you're going to invest on the platform. And success means what? Means being exposed to quality products and businesses from the consumer point of view. Okay. So while Google Shopping is a newer product of Google's, many businesses are seemingly getting a very high ROI from investing in the platform. So although different from Google Ads, the overall process is quite similar to how experienced marketers are used to running things on other platforms. One thing I want to say is that if you think about Google Shopping, just think about don't take it as your main conduit for revenue. Don't take it as your main avenue for revenue. It should be another avenue for revenue. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that if you have an online store, or you have a retail brick and mortar store, and you're trying to really survive online, you gotta be selling on multiple platforms. Okay, so you gotta be selling on Shopify, you gotta be selling on BigCommerce, WooCommerce, you gotta be selling on Amazon, you gotta be selling on WooCommerce, you got to be selling on BigCommerce, you got to be selling on a lot of places, on a lot of platforms. And Google Shopping is just another platform along the way. And that's what you want. You want to have this sort of flexibility, okay? And so that way you can diversify your sources of revenue, and you're not putting all your eggs in the same proverbial basket. Let me talk to you about Google Ads also. So the thing is, if you're thinking about Google Shopping ads, you have to understand that you are able to boost your products even more. So shopping ads on Google is where your actual shopping campaigns live, and where you will set your budget, manage your bids, gain insights, and actually make optimizations based on performance. Okay. So the setup and management of Google Shopping ads on Google is quite a bit different from setting up traditional text ads, because text ads, when you're creating them, you're creating campaigns, ad groups, and ads that are focused around keywords that you choose. Right? You have to choose those keywords in the preliminary phase. So with Google Shopping, things are a little different. Why? Because Google will determine when your product listing ads shows up. So Google has entire control over your inventory at that point. So one thing I want you to really understand here is that Google is using their own algorithm to determine when your product's listing ads show up. The company considers your feed, your site, and your bids to determine what search queries trigger your ads. Okay. So because of this, setting up shopping ads has some strong similarities to SEO. Google is constantly tweaking its algorithm to ensure only the most relevant and quality products show up in search for its users. So it pays to invest in putting your best foot forward when getting started. Okay. So success with Google Shopping ads boils down mainly to three main areas. I mean, those are the three areas that we have seen actually being consistently atop the factors in the last 5 years. So feed creation and optimization, bidding, and monitoring and optimization. So when I think about feed creation and optimization, basically this covers a lot of ground, including your product data, product images, and price. Bidding, there are several ways to bid successfully, and the best techniques are constantly changing, right? So we've seen shifts in bidding strategies double the return on ad spend for different campaigns. And finally, you have monitoring and optimization. And one of the great benefits of Google Shopping is the ability to see granular performance data and to make granular optimizations. So proper monitoring and optimization can take a good campaign and actually make it excellent, make it great. Okay. So there is certainly more that goes into finding success with Google Shopping ads. But if you're looking for another avenue to drive traffic and sales, it's wise to consider giving Google Shipping. Oh, what am I saying? Google Shopping a try. Okay, so it's Google Shopping. So one thing I want to say, I mean, Google doesn't have a shipping service yet, so it's Google Shopping. Thank you so much. So in conclusion to this conversation, I spoke to you about Google Shopping. I gave you the overview. I defined what the Google Shopping is. I spoke about the benefits. So trust by association, better qualified leads, designed with shoppers and others in mind. But finally, excellent opportunity to actually advertise online. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.